Hi, I'm Alyssa, and as of this month, I am currently 2 years into HRT. So, yeah, I started my journey on hormones back in July 2021. And, ever since, there's been quite a few changes. Obviously, I have spoken about a lot of them in the past. The most notable stuff, obviously, being breast development, some light body fat redistribution. I feel like my body is at a much better place now. It's a better shape. It's something I'm a bit happier with. I personally feel like I could be a bit thinner, but that's me just nitpicking at little things that I don't like and things that I can work on improving in the future rather than things that I absolutely hate. So everything is kind of falling into place. Everything is a lot better and I'm a lot happier. So that's the main thing. Obviously my hair has thinned out a lot being on hormones. And I also recently started having laser hair treatment on my face and my body. Obviously there are some areas like my arms where I just wasn't able to do. My stomach and my chest were also a part of that, just because the hair was too fine and it wasn't dark enough for the laser to be able to properly do its job. So, but everywhere else I've started, I'm currently about 3-4 sessions in, and overall I'm really happy with the results so far. And they say that it's not permanent hair loss, it's not permanent hair removal, it's just reduction. But honestly, I've had it especially on my neck, and definitely on my legs. I have areas that are just completely smooth and just look like they're never gonna grow hair ever again. And honestly, my legs I don't mind so much, but on my face and my neck, that makes such a difference to my mental health, because it makes shaving so much more manageable, and it just means that I can get a closer shave without having to worry about bumps and just kind of having that 5 o'clock shadow, because I just always felt before doing it, if I wasn't wearing makeup, it was very obvious that I had facial hair. I just felt like it really stood out. Maybe that's a personal dysphoria thing, because it's crazy how that warps your perception. But yeah, I'm blown away with the results so far, and, I booked 8 sessions, so I'm about just under to halfway through my reduction, and I guess we'll see how things are once I have had my entire treatment sessions, all of my sessions done, and we'll see how much more hair has been reduced and whether or not areas will grow back at all. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. Another thing that I also did, a few months back, I finally went and got my first gender affirming haircut, which was very long overdue. I didn't go for anything drastically different to just how it's been, while I've been growing it out. I just went and had a bit of a fringe put in, and just to trim it and just give it an overall health boost, because obviously I didn't cut it for 3 years, which is not recommended, because obviously split ends and everything. So I definitely feel my hair feels a lot less ratty than it did. I might still need to change shampoos and stuff, but I'm in the process of experimenting with that. So we'll see how that goes. And I guess something else that I have done since I last made an update is that I have started, well, I've done a bit of vocal feminization, like speech therapy. And basically from the very get-go of going, I was told that I have done a lot on my own and that I really don't need much more improvement. But since going and learning a bit more about the exercises to do and kind of just having the general therapy side of it, it's really helped me. Obviously, like, one of the big things for me has always been, like, I felt like my voice sounded too deep. And I didn't like that because in my brain, it's been conditioned to always be, like, feminine is high-pitched, masculine is low-pitched. And then, like, somewhere in the middle is androgyny. And it's a really toxic way of looking at how your voice sounds, because everyone has a vocal range. Everyone has different ranges of high to low pitch. Everyone, you know, kind of has more than one way that their voice sounds and more than one pitch that they can reach. And, you know, I just needed to learn how to tap into my higher range and kind of use it a bit more regularly. And for me, like, at the moment, like, I've finished my speech therapy and the main thing is just practicing so that consistency gets better. So, like, over time, I can consistently just have my voice at a higher pitch. And yeah, like, I feel like, one, it's done great things for my voice. And two, it's just really, like, overall, like, improved my general mental health and the way I look at my voice. Like, I'm not as uptight and toxic towards my voice sounding deeper or, like, more masculine, because it doesn't make it a masculine voice just because you're using a lower range. You know, obviously a very feminine thing is having a lot of intonation in your voice, which is basically just a variation of pitches that, like, you just kind of are able to flow between. And just really practicing that and just getting more comfortable and confident in how my voice sounds. Like, that's been, like, a big part of it. And, like, yeah, overall, I feel like I'm in such a good place right now with my voice. Like, obviously, I feel like it needs improvements. And that's just going to come with time and practice. My therapist gave me a couple of voice tools to use. But, like, I don't use them all that often because they're only helpful if you let them be helpful. And it's more like using them less makes them more helpful, which probably makes no sense. But basically, like, obviously, like, it tracks how masculine and feminine your voice sounds. And obviously, like, that can really damage your mental health if you're seeing that, like, your voice at the moment is sounding very masculine. Because it only really picks up the pitch. It doesn't pick up any other nuances to how you sound other than your pitch. So yeah, like, a deeper tone, it's going to say that you sound masculine. And that can really be damaging. So I tend to use it a lot more sparingly. And obviously, like, it's just not something that is really helpful for general practice, because general practice is to do, like, voice exercises and to just feel comfortable talking. And, like, if you're constantly, like, worrying about, like, where your voice is, rather than just focusing on speaking and practicing your voice, it just isn't going to sound as good. So, yeah. Overall, I feel that speech therapy has really helped me just become more confident in how I sound and just happier in general. So, yeah, I'm really happy about that. I guess like the only really other thing I want to talk about in this update is it's a bit more of a life update, but recently, last couple of months since April, I have managed to find a job. I am currently working in a nursery, which has been amazing. It's not quite where I thought I'd be, but I've really enjoyed it. And I do really feel passionate about what I'm doing at the moment. So, like, I feel like I'm in a good place. And as much as it may stress me out, a lot of the time, I feel happy and I feel satisfied. And that's, like, really important in a job. So, yeah, like, I'm really happy. And obviously, like, a big bonus is as a company, it's been a good experience as being a trans woman. There's not been any discrimination, and my company has like stood by me if there's been issues with me, and just like not catering towards people having an issue with a trans woman, and basically protecting me, and that's been amazing. And then like on a more personal level there, just everyone I work with, from the moment I started, I don't even think it was really mentioned that I was trans until like maybe I brought it up. But literally everyone that I work with has always seen me as a woman. And like even people who just kind of come in who aren't always there, they always see me as a woman. All the children and the parents, they see me as a woman. So yeah, like honestly, it's really helped with my confidence and helping me feel like I pass a lot more. Because that's always been like my main goal, and it's always the thing that I'm really insecure about is I don't feel like I pass. Like I will have days where I just like my mental health goes out the window, and like dysphoria is like really high, and like my self-perception is awful. And I just don't think I pass at all. I think I just look like a man with long hair. Which, you know, is probably what a lot of weird people online just think anyway. So, for the most part, I don't really care what other people think. It's more how I personally feel. But, like, constantly being treated as and seen as a woman by the people around me has really helped me come into my own and just kind of see it myself. And like I said, like I don't always see it, but I see it a lot more than I used to. So it's really helped with my just general mental well-being and my self-perception. I just... I'm struggling to find the right words, but like I'm just really happy with where I am at the moment in my transition. Like, sure, there are things that I'm not happy with. I feel like I could look better. Like, I don't really like my jawline. I don't like my chin. But those things are very minor. And, you know, cis women can have a bit more of a square or, like, angular jawline and can have, like, a bit more of, like, a cleft chin. It's not something inherently that makes you a man. So, like, it's kind of a lot of where I am at the moment has just been unpacking and unlearning a lot of very stereotypically gendered things and just kind of focusing on what makes me beautiful and what makes me me, and just embracing that more. So, yeah. I guess, like, that's all I really want to say. I do want to make a video at some point. I mentioned it very briefly in another video, I remember. Something I wanted to talk about, and it's kind of, like, more of, like, a story, and I feel like it would just be really long, so I will give it its own video. I'll try and get it out at some point in the next month or so. Obviously, in August, I have an assessment with the gender clinic. So I guess like I'll try and get it out before then. Because then like I also want to talk about that when that happens. And if I don't do it before then, I'll probably just forget and it'll get pushed even further. But yeah, like it's something that I want to share, because it's like an experience that I had that wasn't great. So yeah, like I'll try and get that out in like the next few weeks. Hopefully, I'll see. Because obviously, since starting work, I've not been the most reliable with making content, so we'll see. But yeah, I do want to make a video on it, so who knows? Maybe I'll be able to motivate myself to get around to doing it. So I guess if I do manage to make that video, I will hopefully see you in that one. And if not, I will see you in August for basically just a update on what happens in my assessment. So yeah, I guess thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!